Hi there, my name is Felicia Meyer. This is for Interpersonal Communication, and this is on gender and friendship. Um, First off, I want to start by saying that communication between the same gender and cross-gender is very important and can be very effective if done correctly. After analyzing my past couple situations, I have realized the similarities and difficulties that arise between both, and if we just recognize these and notice these, we can make changes that can actually make our communication efficient between both same and cross-sex. Through same-sex evaluation, I have just noticed that we can usually be more open and usually feel more comfortable, and we can really give each other true opinions and insight on our own experiences and what's going on in our lives. So I feel like it's always a little easier just to connect with someone on the same gender level. As for cross-sex, there's always weird things that arise that create barriers. There's always trust issues between cross-sex, and this makes us feel nervous and awkward and automatically makes issues and conflicts because we are already assuming that we can't trust this person. Once flirting becomes involved, which usually does with cross-sex, it's either mutual or it is one-sided. This can lead to someone wanting to date you or get more involved with you, or just get to know you even more. And this is where people can really choose to break down that wall of their trust or put up an even bigger wall for that person. This can create issues as well, because once this happens, if the feeling is not mutual between both parties, this makes the other person very uncomfortable. I also feel that with cross-sex, people can become even more opinionated, and you have to be really careful not to be judgmental when you are dealing with the opposite sex. Really just showing respect to each other and being a good listener. It's really hard to give insight to the opposite sex just because men and women think very, very differently. So finding that equilibrium is and can be very difficult. I do think that if we recognize what we can change, we really can make cross-sex communication and same-sex communication efficient. Cross-sex is, I think, the hardest. If we just recognize that there is a lot of trust issues, and that comes with getting to know someone, if we just maybe try being straightforward with each other or learning to see the communication as this is a cross-sex opportunity where we are communicating, and we need to respect that we are very, very different people, and different genders communicate very differently. There's definitely things that work better for women and better for men. So I think if we're just aware of that, we can really communicate effectively between the cross-sex. I also think if we really just try to choose good friends to have around us, they will bring out the best in us, and the people who you surround yourself with are going to reflect on you. So if you're surrounding yourself with good people who truly show who you want to be, that's going to show through you with anyone that you communicate with throughout your life. So it's important to surround yourself with people who are good at communicating and good at communicating between cross-sex and same-sex. That does mean a lot. And I think if you can learn to build good relationships between cross-sex and same-sex, you will be truly successful at life. That's such a big thing to do nowadays, and it is really hard. There's so many trust issues between any situation with communication. I think most people are just so worried about getting their feelings hurt, or they create opinions because they are trying to be defensive. And we tend to be defensive during cross-sex situations, and I think if we just realize what we're actually doing and the way that we're coming off, we can communicate effectively, whether it's same-sex or cross-sex.